Brother, for those that don't know about your journey, tell us what's your journey like? How do you become like a spiritual teacher?
Well, it's really interesting how you said, in the beginning of your awakening, you don't really know what's going on. I was going to say, even to this day, I don't know what's going on. It never ends, like the amount of expansion and the challenges, and we're all human here. And I put myself above no one, even though I'm a spiritual teacher. Well, yeah, first and foremost, I'm a human being, and I really believe that this is a movement in unity and that we're all walking each other home. It's not about one person getting there and like it's like an achievement of getting there, wherever that is. But yeah, I really feel like we're in this together as a journey. But having said that, the way I kind of got into this, follow my purpose the way it is right now, the spiritual path was an interesting thing because although I grew up in a household that, wasn't very religious or anything like that, it was quite open, we were very free to explore when I was growing up. And I actually got into science and I was like really questioning things, questioning society. And I decided that I didn't believe in anything. I didn't believe in a higher power, God. And I became like a strong atheist, scientific minded, rational person for many years. And I still had a deep quest for truth though. Like it was like I still, even with this philosophical kind of scientific mindset, I want to understand the deep secrets of the universe. It was just guiding me. So as a teenager, I was constantly seeking my purpose and living this kind of a life that I felt would be really fulfilling and extraordinary and happy, and also the secrets of the universe. And so it led me to studying philosophy and at university, and that gave me no answers. And yeah, it led me to this state basically after university where I didn't know my purpose and I didn't have any answers, and I fell into like a really deep state of depression, despair, apathy, existential crisis, not even in a singular moment, but just a prolonged, ongoing, like, don't know how I'm going to get out of this type of thing. And I was living with my girlfriend at the time in a really crappy apartment in a really like dodgy part of my city where I live, working a casual job, even though I had a degree, and there was societal pressure to pursue a career. I turned my back on, so I turned my back on that, and I'm sitting there without any ideas, not knowing really what I'm going to do and where I'm going, and I just had this crisis, breaking point moment where really I deem my spiritual journey began. Yeah, it was a moment on the bed after that period of existential crisis where I wanted to find the meaning. And I remember lying on this bed and having no answers and just feeling this darkness envelop me. And it was like a void sucking me into infinite meaningless and despair and just hopelessness. And that moment, I didn't really believe in a higher power still, or I was maybe just opening to it, but I just found myself impulsively just saying the word faith. I said faith, 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 faith. I don't know why I was saying it, what I was saying it for, to whom, but then all of a sudden, in an instant, I don't know where it came from, but within my heart, this love came. It felt like from another dimension. It just came into my heart, and it just sat there momentarily, and then exploded, and it went through my entire body. My entire consciousness left any sense of being a person in this limited way into a cosmic, universal expansiveness in which there was no opposite but this love, limitless love, cascading upon horizon upon horizon upon horizon, infinitely extending in all directions. No way to debate it, no way to argue it, just this absolute love. And it was a watershed moment because you're in this state and you're not thinking about it, but there's an epiphany that hits you at the very core. It just downloads into your heart and soul, every fiber of your being. We awaken into it and you go, this is the truth. You can't explain it. It's like the sun shining up in the morning and shining upon your face. When you feel that light on your face, you don't question, is this the sun? We all accept the sun rises and we feel it and it warms us up. It's like that, but it's infinitely more powerful, that love. And you feel home, and it completely healed. I felt this healing just surge into my body, into this void space. And it's not that I became religious or anything in that sense, but I recognized that we're all sparks of this higher divine source. Call it what you will. Scientific people may call this the quantum field of potentiality. Maybe a more religious oriented person will call it God. I like kind of calling it God in sort of a mystical sense, or the source. But that was the real first turning point where I kind of came back from that experience, tears wet on my shirt from this experience, and I realized, okay, I think there's something else to life here. And whatever that dimension is, it became the guiding focal point of my entire life from that point, to reunify into that oneness more and more. And then by happenstance, that actually I realized that my deep purpose, that realization that I was driving towards truth, was to find this, and that then I want them to share this with everyone so that they can feel that love. Because when you're touched by that love, it fills you up, and in that moment that you experience that love, your entire life flashes before your very eyes, and you realize this is what you've been seeking in your home. And you realize that every human being just wants to belong. We all just want that love. We all just want to feel worthy, and that's within you. It's absolutely within you, and you are that. And when you experience that, you melt into that, and you become this open vessel for that kind of energy to pour into the planet through these ideas, to touch the heart of everyone, so that we can all remember that which we never lost, that which we've always been and are in this very moment, but we just don't remember. And that's kind of the game and purpose of life, and why this whole thing is going on, in my humble opinion, is to remember the love that we are. Because when you are that love the whole time, there's nothing, you haven't lost it, there's nothing to compare it to. So we create this game just to remember that. So it's a really beautiful journey. So that's kind of a long-winded explanation.
You know what I loved about your sharing your story, especially when you talk about the infinite love? Some people, when they share their stuff, you can tell that they're sharing it from a conceptual, theoretical standpoint, but you can feel it that you're sharing it from your heart, and it's become who you are, at least a part of who you are, a significant part of who you are. So there wasn't any part of you trying to overplay it or downplay it. The love that you felt, it is what it is.
Yes. I can say the same about you. I can just feel your openness and your lightness, and you can't fake that. That's obviously all the amazing work you've done in your own spiritual journey. And it's a contagious energy, because I think we all deep down, I mean, not in any arrogant sense, but I think all of us kind of feel that pull towards love, whether that's the love in a soulmate, in a meaningful career and purpose, or anything. And there's no judgment against anything. All of it's a unique journey, but there's some kind of love and happiness that we're being pulled to. And it's the pull towards our recognition of our own nature, ultimately, in every form, in every beautiful soul's journey. We ultimately find that we come back to this place, no matter how despairing we can look at the world and see the situation and go, this is a big mess, this doesn't look like, what's he talking about love? This is new age nonsense, right? It seems like when you haven't felt it, seems this is absurd. It sounds absurd to some people, and it certainly did to me. Many years ago, it sounds fluffy, like nonsense, especially when you look at the world. But there's this idea that I found that really resonated with me too, that every soul eventually, no matter how far they deviate, comes back to this point, to this unity, to this recognition and awakening, because there's a magnet within the core of every soul's journey pulling you towards the creator that you are one with, or the source that you are one with. So yeah, it's a beautiful thing.